Dallas Cowboys Pepsi Postgame Show. Pepsi, proud partner of the Dallas Cowboys. Now, here's Eric Chiafalo and Bryan.
Second down, a long one, and there's an inside handoff. And here comes Malik Davis. He breaks into the secondary. Davis to the 5. Malik Davis! Malik Davis off the bench and into the end zone. Touchdown, Cowboys.
How about that? It's a victory party here in the Pepsi Postgame Show, live from the Miller Lite Field Club here at AT&T Stadium. Happy Thanksgiving, 31-28. Cowboys beat the Chiefs, and the victorious Cowboys players now running through the tunnel here of the Miller Lite Field Club brought us, and the celebration is on. How about that? That was a friggin' awesome game.
Yeah, that's when you start to work against players and coaches that are some of the legends of this game. You know, with Mahomes, and we talked about it in the pregame show, how difficult it will be to defend him. The Andy Reid is a play caller. You know, there's things about this Kansas City defense with Steve Spagnuolo, you know, just their ability, Dallas, to once again kind of get off to a slow start and then pick some things up second half, get a couple of stops, and then kill the game the way they did at the end, with Kansas City having 3 timeouts and the 2-minute warning.
Yeah.
That's a special way to end a football game right there.
No question. Icing it out the way they did at the end of that game, and it's just Lamb and Pickens cannot be stopped. It's pass interferences, it's the slants, and they had those Kansas City corners absolutely in a blender in this game. CeeDee Lamb, what a bounce-back performance. Super happy for him. He goes off and has over 100 yards receiving. He has the touchdown, and it was just DPIs all over the place. Pickens and Lamb were outstanding, and shout out to Dak Prescott as well.
Yeah, Dak, the protection was where it needed to be. You know, they're going after Trent McDuffie. McDuffie had not allowed. I'm interested to see when they get the metrics after the game of how many yards that McDuffie gave up as the nearest defender. So, they were not afraid of Trent McDuffie, one of the better cornerbacks in the National Football League tonight. They went after him and played an excellent job. Pickens, was excellent in the game. Lamb, big bounce-back game for him. Malik Davis running the ball. He got the big touchdown run. So, once again, it really took everybody who dressed tonight to make this win possible.
No doubt about it. I mean, the rushing attack, 26 carries overall for 137 yards. Javonte Williams with some nice runs, physical runs.
Right.
Had a big one there on that final drive. But Malik Davis, can't say enough about him. 43 yards in the first half for the touchdown. Kevontae Turpin even having a 25-yard run. That was spectacular. So the run game did plenty for you. And I thought Dak Prescott, the Dak magic there on a handful of those plays where the pressure is getting to him. He's having to evade it. He's rolling around. The touchdown pass to Javonte Williams, beautiful play, off script, buying time. And then to follow it up with the 2-point play, now having to evade pressure going to his left, takes a huge roughing the passer penalty, big-time shot, and there's George Pickens at the pylon with the toe tapper. You just can't say enough, dude. This is a fun time. I'm starting to believe in this football team, boys.
Well, I'll tell you what, though, that was you mentioned everything about Pickens' ability to, to get the feet down to secure the pass. Great job by Dak running to his left. You don't know how hard that is for a quarterback to run to his left, open up, get the shoulders around, and then get the ball out there with pace. That first play of the game, not really the first play, but the first series of the game when Dak had the interception. Boy, that was a blitz pressure that got to him, and I was like, oh, no, please don't let it be one of these games today where all of a sudden Steve Spagnuolo was just dialing it up and Dallas not handling it very well. But, hey, they did a great job. After that first one, everybody kind of settled in on the offense, and the protection was much better. Dak doing a great job, as you mentioned, his ability to buy time and make some quality throws.
Yeah, he did so much today. And it was mightily impressive. Dak goes 27 of 39, 320 yards, 2 touchdowns. He did have that interception on the first drive.
Series,
to start the game, you're going, oh my gosh, is this about to be an avalanche? You give up the interception, and the Chiefs go right down immediately and punch it in. They go up 7-0. But credit to the defense as well. They started to settle in, especially in that second quarter.
Yeah.
And they made it. Mahomes had to do some heroic type things just to keep the Chiefs in this game.
Yeah, he absolutely, Pat Mahomes, we talked again about his ability to be kind of that unorthodox quarterback, not that non-traditional quarterback that you play. There's reasons why he's had the success he's had in playoffs and Super Bowls. You just see his ability to make those loose plays. Guys are nipping at his heels. He's stumbling, falling, throwing, and finding guys open. But, hey, tip of the cap, though, to the Dallas secondary. I know the numbers are going to say pretty significant for Mahomes.
Yeah, 260 yards.
But, but what you're looking at, and he had the 4 touchdowns, but you're talking, this group was really banged up. I mean, they were banged up going into the game. No Carson, all of a sudden, Bland's foot gets hurt. He's out for a period of time. Bridges is in there having to play. Bell's in there having to play. I don't know what was happening with Hooker. Yeah. Hooker, Wilson. I mean, it is going to be like when we kind of get to, when guys have a chance to kind of circle back, we make some calls and find out, man, there's some guys that are probably got pretty banged up in that secondary. And a credit to Dallas and their secondary for hanging in there the way they did.
Yeah, absolutely, because you mentioned it. They were super, super banged up, and they found ways to get off the field in big-time moments.
They did. And, other than the touchdown pass, I mean, I still always like to talk about, the first time they got off the field was in the second was with the offensive pass interference. It seemed like to me that every time that the Chiefs had some type of a penalty, whether it was a hold, the OPI, whatever it was, it set them back, and then Dallas was kind of able to take advantage of that. Then they had the pass that went down the field in the second series to Rice that wasn't available. You mentioned the Rice touchdown, and then on 3rd and 8, they have another incompletion to Rice. So Dallas did a great job there at about a 4 series of the part of the game where all they did was give up the Rice touchdown right there, but able to get off the field the other 3 times.
Yeah, they sacked Mahomes 3 times in the game. You should have had him.
2 of them by old man Clowney.
Yeah, Clowney stepped up in a big way, and he was running away from pressure throughout the game. And Mahomes, I mean, credit to him. Yeah. So many times you feel like they got him, and then he escapes it and is able to make a play. But you sack him 3 times, and I think one of the big stats for Dak today is he was sacked 0 times.
Yeah, that was, the Chiefs coming in, pressures were okay. Sacks were not okay. This was one of the least teams. I think they had 22 coming into the game. They'll fly back to Kansas City with 22 after this game. So, great job by the offensive line. They're starting now. We're on a little run where these guys were all playing together. There was a time period there where there was various injuries. I don't think that Tyler Smith is completely healthy at left guard, but, man, he's battling through things. Booker, BB, those guys, great job by Steele today, and making sure that, he didn't do anything that hurt your opportunity. And then what Nate Thomas did, I can't wait to see the film tomorrow morning, what Nate Thomas did at left tackle.
Yeah, I mean, because he had to step up in a big way for guiding us in this game. And just the whole thing, so gutsy on a short week, dealing with guys getting banged up.
Not a common opponent.
Not a common opponent, and a desperate opponent. Yeah. An opponent that is usually, when it's a big game, all the stakes, like it sort of is right now for the Chiefs this season, the Cowboys still finding a way to get that victory on the heels of the Eagles game. For most of the season, it's like, man, this team can't find consistency. They win a game, they lose a game. They tie a game, they lose a game, they win a game. And now all of a sudden you've stacked up 3 dubs in a row against 2 big-time opponents. I mean, these are the 2 teams that were in the Super Bowl last year, Eagles and Chiefs, and you just took them down.
You got to find a way now, and I know it's, we all celebrate this one till midnight, but you got to find a way now to get yourself together and go get a win at Detroit. You got yourself in position now. Detroit is going to be a tough game next week, and I'm super happy what we've seen from the last 2. But yeah, man, the focus now quickly switches a week from tonight in Detroit, and you got to find a way to put yourself. You lose this football game, your chances in the playoffs go into like 6%. with the win tonight, your chances go now up to about 21%. Win next week, and now you're starting to do even better things.
How about the Cowboys? 457 yards of offense today, 9 of 16 on third downs.
Yeah.
And they got 5 first downs from penalties, and that's the Pickens and Lamb effect, consistently drawing those pass interference calls late in the game where you're icing it out. And that's everything for you. And then you have a couple where it's Lamb streaking down the field, and that's like a 50-yard penalty.
Right. Yeah, that's the thing that these guys present. They're so good at playing the ball in the air and being able to track it. And they're difficult route runners. They're guys that have got some length to them. They've got some size. Their ability to separate, to be able to kind of hand fight and get down the field, and then make the defensive back have to hold on to them. So, just really, it's a great combination. And then Fergie, the type of game he had today, Flanoy with a catch along the sidelines, it was a big play.
Yes,
you had guys. Everybody. It seems like that everybody that's dressing for this football team, all 48, are doing something in order to help your football team win.
Yeah, how about Ferguson? I thought that was a touchdown right there.
Yeah,
that was close,
it was
man.
close,
that was
but
close.
He couldn't get the other foot down there. Yeah.
But, yeah, I mean, great efforts all around from so many different players on both sides of the ball. Lamb, 7 catches, $112, a touchdown, had the 51-yard reception, and then had just big-time clutch plays late there in the game, drawing the DPIs. George Pickens, especially in that second half.
The slant.
Dude. That's unstoppable.
Everybody knows it's coming, and his ability to work inside and give Dak credit for putting the ball on him. In order to make those catches right there. That's big time football, right? That's tough when you know that, and everybody in the stadium knows. Even Brad Sham was talking about. He's like, just throw the ball to Pickens here on the side, and sure enough, what do you get right there? And then that's a big play.
Yeah, there's nothing like it. Game on the line, and you have all the confidence in the world. You got this here. You're either going to get the flag or you're going to get the catch. Yeah. And that 39-yard slant where he catches it, stops, spins, and then he just is able to manipulate the defender with the ball in his hands. Yeah. And it's like slowing down, speeding back up, beat him to the corner, almost completed the hurdle play. I mean, just a totally electric player, and you can't say enough about what he's done all season, what he did today.
Let me tell you what, helmet sticker to Turpin, and I'll give you one for his recovery down there when Pickens fumbled the ball right down there.
Oh, my gosh. I mean, dang near back-to-back plays. Dak, you think he throws the interception there, and you're like, oh, we got away with one. Exactly. And then you get the Pickens fumble. Yeah, shout out to Turpin. That is a helmet sticker.
There were 3 white jerseys standing right there when the ball went on the deck, and Turpin was able to hustle over there and get it. Those are the kinds of plays right there. That's winning football. Turpin, he had a couple of runs, had a couple of catches. We've kind of been on his back about some of the things, but that was right there a key play that no one except you and I will talk about tonight.
Cowboys win 31-28 on Thanksgiving, beating the Chiefs, and it's a victory party here in the Miller Lite Field Club. Want to use what the pros use? Jack Black is the official men's skincare brand of the Dallas Cowboys. Visit getjackblack.com, and it's also brought to you by Pepsi, made for Cowboys watching. All right, we're just getting started here. 877-881-1053. The victory party is underway here in the Pepsi postgame show. I see Big Jim. I see Laura, Harrison, Darren. We get to your calls coming up next. You're listening to the Dallas Cowboys Radio Network.
The ultimate getaway for Cowboys fans, it's waiting in the Bahamas. Trade the field for white sands, the crowd noise for ocean breezes, and discover
handmade vodka is America's original craft vodka. WinStar World Casino and Resort, proud to be the casino of the Dallas Cowboys. Please game responsibly. Sleep Number, the official sleep and wellness partner of the Dallas Cowboys. And by Miller Lite, the only beer of the Dallas Cowboys.
Ball's on the right hash. Mahomes in the gun. Snap is back. Oh, he's got all day. They block it. Now he's pressured. Now he's sacked. Jadeveon Clowney, I don't know how he got through there, and I don't know why Mahomes held it that long. But Jadeveon Clowney has his second sack of the day, and what a time he picked.
3 sacks on the day for the Cowboys defense. Cowboys win 31-28 on this Thanksgiving football game day here on the Dallas Cowboys Radio Network. Great to have you in the official postgame show, brought to you by AT&T. Connecting changes everything. Your calls and texts at 877-881-1053. Of course, we'll hear from Cowboys head coach Bryan Schottenheimer, and Dak Prescott will go into the locker room, get some sound for you there as well. But now it's your time, 877-881-1053. Let's go to line 2. We got Big Jim in Round Rock. Big Jim, you're on the Dallas Cowboys Radio Network.
Fellas, happy Thanksgiving. Just so thankful for you and all your hard work. I'm going to be short and sweet, fellas. That was a team win, and I love the fact that we've been able to talk 3 weeks in a row about unsung heroes on the team. Of course, our stars are going to shine, but really proud of the fellas and the effort that these guys are putting out there. You see it on every play. And I'm so sad about Marshawn Nealon, but these boys seem to take his motor and his effort to heart, and there ain't no give up in this team. And it's been a while since we've seen a Cowboy team like this. So, boys, I love you. Thank you, and so appreciative to all you do and all you do to make our Cowboy experience just wonderful.
Well, thank you, Big Jim. We appreciate it. Happy Thanksgiving to you as well. Yeah, this Cowboys team has they've flipped a switch, man.
They have.
They really have.
They have. The additions of the players that they traded for, the players that have come back from injury, have given them a boost. The offense has found even more with both Pickens and now Lamb, and their ability to make plays. The coaches have done a really, really nice job of getting this team ready every week to play. So it is going the right direction. I will tell you this from the stats. Trent McDuffie was matched up against CeeDee Lamb on 13 times. He was targeted 4 receptions for 44 yards is what that Lamb was able to do against McDuffie. Right there.
That's impressive. And then you got to add in, too, there's probably, 2 DPIs?
Yeah.
You had one late there in the game to help ice it. You also had one earlier in the game. That was a huge chunk play down the right sideline where Lamb's drawing the pass interference there on McDuffie, who is one of the best corners in the league.
Yeah, absolutely. And then McDuffie against Pickens. He only had the 1 reception for 3 yards. So, yeah, they battled. I mean, they had 7 different matchups and stuff like that. And it was one of those things where I think that you look at how this game was going to play out, and it was going to be about, can you go after their best players and have success? And they've got a lot of them. Kansas City's got a lot of really good players. But, man, to attack Trent McDuffie that way and have the success they did, I think says a lot about these 2 receivers.
And think about the last time the Cowboys and Chiefs played. I believe Chris Jones had 3.5 sacks. Yeah. I know it's been some time, and he's a little bit older, not quite the same player.
Right.
But to keep Chris Jones from wreaking havoc on your offense is hugely impressive for especially those interior 3, Tyler Smith, Cooper Beebe, and the rookie Tyler Booker getting it done in a big way. And
yeah.
I like this text from the 469 here. Just wanted to add that, of course, we're talking about Quinnen Williams and doing all this stuff at the trade deadline, but bringing in Clowney off the street, how that has paid off in
really
such a way.
It has. Just to go back, if I could circle back, they have the numbers up for Nate Thomas, 39 pass block snaps. He had only 3 pressures and only 1 quick pressure. So really nice job for Nate Thomas handling that. How about Terrence Steele, 39 pass blocking snaps, no pressures. credit it to him tonight on his watch. Tyler Smith had 1, Cooper Beebe had 2, and I mentioned Nate Thomas with 3 and Tyler Booker with 1. So really nice job overall when it comes to, it looks like to me that's 6, 7, they count 7 pressures for the line and 39. Let me see. 39 snaps, pass block snaps.
That's really impressive stuff from the offensive line. And on those 7 pressures, for the most part, you did have the interception to start the game from Dak, but by and large, when he was under pressure, he was pretty dang dynamite, as he has been for most of the season. All right, 877-881-1053. Let's go to Filthy. Bring in our girl, Laura. Welcome into the Cowboys Postgame Show.
Hey, guys, can you believe it? We get to see a Landry shift on a Thanksgiving game against Patrick Mahomes. This is fun.
Absolutely.
Hey, man, good call, Laura. That's amazing.
Hey, listen, I just want to say I am so thankful for Dak Prescott. I am old enough to have lived through the years of Vinny Testaverde and Chad Hutchinson and Quincy Carter, and as long as we've got 4 in the game, we've got a chance. And I don't want to hear any of this nonsense from anybody complaining about how he's getting paid or anything. I am so thankful for Dak, and I'm thankful for you guys, too. Have a great night.
Thank you, Laura.
Yes, thank you so much, Laura. We appreciate that. And, yes, I mean, we've all probably had our fair share of criticisms of Dak Prescott over the years, but this is not one of those years, and this is not one of those days.
Yeah, versus the Blitz, 15 of 19 tonight for $190. The 1 interception is what he had, but he had 10 yards of an attempt against the Kansas City Blitz tonight. Against just zone coverage, 20 of 28 for 236 is what he had. So, Dak Prescott, once again, finding ways to, when you attack him, when you pressure him, he finds ways to make plays.
Gosh, Next Gen brought us. This is incredible. Right after the game.
How about that?
Getting that right there.
Oh, man.
That's
this
beautiful.
is what the teams get. So, the teams get this right off the jump. So, thank you, Derek Eagleton, if he's listening right now, for helping me out with this.
Yeah, cheers to Derek, and cheers to the Dallas Cowboys 31-28 victory over the Chiefs here at AT&T Stadium. Let's go to line 4. We have Harrison in Mesquite. Harrison, congratulations on the victory. Happy Thanksgiving.
Hey, same to you guys. Happy Thanksgiving, Cowboy Nation. Hey, I led out the calls last game. Lamb, he showed up big. He played ball. He wasn't worried about being cute on the field. He showed up big. I also want to give a big props out to the offensive line.
Yeah.
Malik Davis, I think he sealed that 1-2 punch that we need. Some caller last week tried to talk about some guys Phil Maffa, but I think that's Malik Davis' position. The speed, the north and south cuts, and I love the way he runs the ball. He complemented Williams well. I'm going to say this also. The defense played pretty good, but I would like to see him blitz a little more, especially in that third quarter, that drive Mahomes led his team down there. Also, Brodus, I want to ask you.
Sure.
I'm really not for sure, but the penalties that Dallas acquired, I looked at them. I don't think any of them were given to us. I think that they really were legit penalties. Did you see the same thing?
Yeah, I've got to watch the tape, but I kind of know what John Hussey's crew is going to do. I talk about it on our weekly radio show. I do it in the pregame show with Eric. So, yeah, usually when you go back and watch them, you're pretty much like, okay, that was something very legit.
Yeah, all those DPIs, those were no doubters, and that's what you love about Lamb and Pickens right there. Harrison, thank you so much for the call. 877-881-1053. Let's go ahead and welcome in our Cowboys insider, Bobby Belt, live here in the Miller Lite Field Club on your Pepsi postgame show on the heels of a Thanksgiving Cowboys victory over the Chiefs, 31-28. Bob, how you feeling?
God, winning is so much better than losing, especially when the defense plays well.
You almost hit the score, Robert.
I almost did. Then we had to give up that extra touchdown at the end.
Yeah.
That was the only miss that I had there. But this is look, you never know how long it's going to last, and you can only talk about what you are in the moment, really. Right now, the last 3 weeks, this is a really good football team. It's a team that's playing strong defensively, particularly after they get past the scripted plays. When teams get through their scripted 15, they are I think the number, I was looking at it during the game, they've had 6 first-quarter drives, the defense has, the last 3 weeks. They've allowed scores on 5 of them.
Yeah.
I think other than that, after the first quarter, I think it's like 4 scoring drives out of 27 or something. It's an absurd number. They're playing really, really good football on both sides, and they're coming up with plays in big moments, and they're doing things that they just were not doing earlier in the year. And it's good because this was going to be the toughest stretch of the season. I mean, it really ends next week with Detroit, but if you want to just talk about you played Monday night coming off of everything that occurred during the bye week, you had a short week travel back, play Philadelphia, then you've got a short week with Kansas City. You get back-to-back games against, the 2 most recent Super Bowl champions. This is a really impressive stretch for the Cowboys, and there's not really any other way to kind of sugarcoat it.
Yeah, the confidence is through the roof with these guys right now. An absolute gutsy performance on both sides of the ball. And I just loved at the end of the game there, Bobby, where you're able to ice it out. It's 3+ minutes to go. Kansas City's got 3 timeouts and the 2-minute warning, and you're able to ice the game out.
Yeah, Cowboys and John Hussey iced that one out, and it was a solid job by the. I mean, I don't know how much I buy the Pickens interference, I think it was, on the slant that came in really late. I'm trying to remember which one. There was one of those that when I watched, I was like, I don't know. That felt like it was late.
Lambs with McDuffie there on the sideline.
But he caught that one, too.
Yeah, he
so
did
like
catch
that. I mean, that one got at the moment I was going, why are you going out of bounds? Like, catch the ball. Don't then trot out of bounds. Just, stay in right there. But
he knew they were good.
It's I mean, the fact that they were able to ice the game, not put the ball back in there, it's because I'll tell you this. I think all 3 of us, if they had to punt the ball away, we're going, okay, well, Kansas City's winning this football game.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Because that's what Patrick Mahomes does. But, this has been a relentless defense the last few weeks. It's one that in the trenches has been so good and has helped cover over a lot of bumps and bruises in the secondary. And give credit to the guys in the secondary, too.
Yeah,
they played
that's
much
what we
better.
said, yeah.
Yeah,
absolutely.
And the defense doing what it did and the offense continuing to be what it's been all season. This is what good football looks like.
Well, I kind of feel like now we've canceled out the bad Chicago Bear loss early in the season.
Yeah,
I feel like we now canceled out the bad Carolina Panther loss.
Sure.
So now you go to Detroit next Thursday and cancel out the bad Arizona Cardinal loss.
Sure. Let's take all of them, and then we come away from it feeling good about it. I'll tell you what, if you get through Detroit next week, you're now you can really talk about, okay, there's a chance here to potentially run the tables down the stretch. Chargers are a good football team, but if you get through this gauntlet and unscathed, nobody, I think, predicted that. And this has become, the Quinnen Williams trade has become the defensive version of the Amari Cooper trade. 100%. It's done the exact same thing for the football team.
Good point.
Yeah, and we were talking earlier, the preseason signing of Jadeveon Clowney, or right there at the start of the season. What an addition there. 2 sacks today and wreaking havoc on Mahomes. Bobby, we love you. Thank you for the time.
I love you all.
All right, there he goes, our Cowboys insider, Bobby Bell, live here on your Cowboys postgame show. Cowboys get the victory 31-28 over the Chiefs here on Thanksgiving. 877-881-1053. We'll hear from Dak, Shoddy, and, of course, more of your calls and texts. That's coming up next. Dallas Cowboys football will continue in a moment.
Window Nation, the star of window replacement and proud partner of the Dallas Cowboys, can help you fill your house this season with savings. Right now, get 50% off all styles of windows and make no payments with no interest for 24 months. Fill your home with energy-efficient windows for a customized, authentic Dallas
right. He dumps the ball to Williams, who steps in from the 1. Touchdown, Cowboys. They drew it up in the dirt. They drew it up in the dirt. Prescott said, I'll hear you. Here, you do something.
There it is, Brad Sham with the call. Cowboys get the win 31-28. That was a spicy touchdown play. Dak Prescott making it happen there. Down by the goal line, buying time, finding Javonte Williams, and then follows it up with the impressive 2-point conversion play where once again he's buying time, getting out to his left, taking a big shot, and finding George Pickens with the toe tapper there at the pylon to extend the Cowboys' lead to 7. That was a monster play, monster game. It is time to take this team seriously. I just saw from OptaStats the Dallas Cowboys are the first team in NFL history to beat both of the previous season Super Bowl participants in a span of 5 days or less. Brad Sham, welcome to the victory party, my friend.
Thank you, Eric. Thank you. That was fun.
That was fun right there.
That was a good game. I mean, the result from the Cowboys' perspective is great. And as I said at the end of the game, a month ago, if I told you they're going to beat the Eagles and the Chiefs back to back, you would have had me wheeled off. But they're a different team.
Yeah.
And so that, first of all, it was an entertaining game. It was fun from the beginning. Especially if they don't fall behind 21-0, you know that it's going to be close. Two good teams. They're going to go back and forth. And, there's an important thing. Bryan, you've been a part of teams that you know more about this than either of us. But there's a thing, Eric, in team sports that's so ephemeral.
I'm Googling that word right now.
Please. And it's absolutely critical if you're going to be successful, and that is learning how to win.
Yeah.
And you can't stand up in front of the group and say, fellas, this is how we win.
Yeah.
They have to know that they have the wherewithal to do the things, to protect the lead, to overcome a deficit, to close the games. And that is something, and you tell me if you think I'm wrong.
No, I don't think you're wrong at all.
Until you do, you can know it, you can understand it, you can hear it, but until you do it, you don't believe it in your marrow. But once you do it, so this team now believes it will win.
Yeah.
Knows that it can beat a good team, knows that it can come back, and that will make this next however many weeks we got left really, really interesting.
All right, we in this situation right now with it's more than just a trade, right? Is it more? It's really more about the culture of what. I kind of feel like the culture of this thing is going in the right direction.
Sure.
Now,
so
right?
the answer, of course, the short answer is yes.
The trades and the injury things help.
The short answer is yes. I had a text last Sunday or Monday from Vern Lundquist.
Yeah.
Who was he has a home in Austin in the off season. He was going from some gathering back home, and he was listening to us on an affiliate in Austin.
Yeah.
And he said, and you may remember this part of the conversation that we had when I said to you, one thing we've learned is that good players are better than bad players.
Yeah.
And so Vern texted me, and he said, well, I learned from listening to you that good players are better than bad players. And I texted him back, and I said, well, this is a fiendishly complicated game, but you taught me that good players are better than bad players.
Yeah.
So, and I'm saying that because is it more than the trade? Of course. If you remember, I don't know if you heard me say it last in Las Vegas. But I said what we have here is the 6 horsemen of the apocalypse. Because you traded for 2, you got 2 back who had never played a down all year.
Yeah.
And then you brought both of your safeties back from sick bay.
Right.
Well, that's half a defense. And all of a sudden you can do things as the coordinator that you couldn't do before. And the players are capable of doing more, seeing more. They're just better. So then, now, does any of that happen like this without Quinnen Williams? Probably not.
Yeah.
But that alone didn't do it, because what you're saying about the culture is 100% right.
Sure.
But they have to learn to do it for them to believe that they can do it. And that is, I think, Eric, what is in the process of happening. I think they are suddenly believing. They always want to win. Every team wants to win. I hate it when people say, well, they don't really want to win. Of course they want to win.
Mm-hmm.
But when you do what they have done the last two, well, first of all, and the Raiders obviously are not the same level of opponent, but where they were emotionally going into that game, to play the way they played proves something to themselves when they're able to step back from the grief for a moment and say, oh, look what we can do together.
Right.
And then you have games like these two. I mean, today was an example of closing it out. Because how many times have we seen, not just Cowboy teams in the past, any team, you got a 3-point lead, and Pat Mahomes has the ball. I mean, if you give him the ball back, you may lose the game.
Sure. Right.
Yeah,
And they have 3 timeouts and the 2-minute warning, and you're still able to get it done.
And that's called learning how to close out the game. And so that's part of learning how to win. It's a huge part of it. That's, I think, the most significant part. Do I think they'll beat Detroit? I'm not sitting here right now, but could you rule it out?
Absolutely not.
And if I then said to you, what do you think of their chances of winning the last 4?
Yeah.
Minnesota's not who we thought they were at the beginning of the year.
Right.
Chargers are good. Are they any better than this team right now?
No.
And then
Giants.
Do you feel comfortable about playing Washington and the Giants?
You feel great about it. Yeah, I mean, now it's all out there in front of you. You've dug yourself a little bit of a hole, and you're going to have to really start stacking this consistency here. But at this point, you're looking at this version of the Cowboys in a totally different light.
And it's a totally different team. That's why.
Yeah.
Babe said to me, I think 2 weeks ago, something about, well, you have to say now that they've got a chance. And I said, this was during the course of the game.
Sure.
I said, a chance to do what?
Yeah.
Because like every other fan, I've been watching this like you have the whole first part of the year.
Right.
A chance to do what? And I feel like Jim Mora. Playoffs?
Yeah.
But now you're kind of just stubborn and thick-headed if you don't at least look at the standings. I mean, you're 6-5-1.
Mm-hmm.
If you lose to Detroit and win the last 4, I'm pretty bad at math, but I think that makes you 10-6-1.
Yeah.
By the time some of these other teams are done, that might be better than some of the
With
ones.
some teams playing each other, too.
Play each other.
Yeah.
And that might, I mean, who knows?
Yeah, I mean, you talk about getting hot at the right time, and a lot of teams, hey, you came out September and October were nice, but battle of attrition, a lot of things take place, and now the Cowboys are really starting to click into gear, and I thought they had some really impressive stops defensively in this game. Like how many times, especially to start it, it's 14 points in the first quarter, you're going, oh gosh, here we go, and then they settle down. And right before half,
4 punts in a row.
4 punts in a row. Yeah. Yes, like that right there.
And then, by the way, the punter's dropping every single punt inside the 20.
And the field position's terrible.
And the first 2 of the third quarter are inside the 5.
Yeah.
And so you just don't, that doesn't bother you.
Yeah.
Here we go. We'll just go drive down the field.
Yeah, I've heard you say it before. The Cowboys got you right where you
Prescott,
right where they want them. When they're at the 5-yard line.
Give me 90 yards, and that's like Brer Rabbit in the Briar Patch. He loves that. I don't know why, but they can do that. They didn't run the ball great for a while. They weren't even trying to run it. And so I was encouraged by the fact that at least in the second half, it looked like they were kind of trying to get back to it, get back to the run.
Right.
Because you kind of know that when he wants to throw it to either one of those two guys, he's going to be able to do something.
Yeah, and shout out to Malik Davis with the big 43-yard scamper. I mean, that guy's earned a spot, no question.
How great a story is he?
It's amazing.
I mean, remember training camp? You guys were gone.
Yeah.
He came in the last day before they left. All the running backs were hurt. Hey, Malik, we know you've been here. We know you. We need somebody to play the last preseason game. Okay. And he went out and ran like, he was the league leader.
Yeah.
And now here he is. He's on the practice squad. He's in. He's out. He's at. Okay, I'll just come in here and run 43 yards.
There you go.
I mean, it takes everybody. McCarthy used to say it all the time, and
all
he was
48.
right. He was right. Remember how many times we heard him say, when the Packers won the Super Bowl, it took 66 men.
Yep.
And so that's what they're doing here. You know, Reddy Stewart, Triquez Bridges. Were they on your bingo card when the year started?
Not at all.
No, sir. I can't say they were, Brad. Hey, you're the man. We appreciate it. Happy Thanksgiving.
Happy Thanksgiving. Good to be with you, boys. I'll talk to you after. Now, remember that today feels like Sunday. It feels like Sunday, but it's Thursday. But tomorrow it's Friday, except it's really Monday.
That's right.
In the NFL. Right.
So,
yeah.
Crazy stretch here. Crazy stretch.
Have a great weekend.
Thank you, man.
Same
Thank
to
you,
you.
boys.
Voice of the Cowboys, Brad Sham, with us here on the Pepsi Postgame Show, the victory party. Cowboys win 31-28. Are you ready to learn a new game and invest like the pros? Don't worry. Even the pros were rookies in crypto once. Blockchain.com makes buying, selling, and trading crypto easy. Invest like your icons with Blockchain.com. All right, 877-881-1053. We'll continue your calls and texts. We'll hear from Jerry Jones, CeeDee Lamb, Brian Schottenheimer, and more, all coming up next. You're listening to the Dallas Cowboys Radio Network.
Miller Lite, the legendary light beer, the originator, the inventor.
DallasCowboys.com and on the official Dallas Cowboys app.
Prescott is under center at his own 10-yard line. The first play is a play-action fake and a deep ball. Lamb down the middle of the field. He caught it at the 45 of the Chiefs over the shoulder. And then brought down by Shamari Connor. That is one way to get off your own goal line. 51 to Lamb.
How about that? 7 catches, $112, and a touchdown for CeeDee Lamb on the heels of the drop fest against the Eagles. Lamb bounced back in a monster way and helps lead the Cowboys to a 31-28 victory here on Thanksgiving over the Chiefs. And we'll take your calls and text 877-881-1053. But right now, let's hear from the victorious head coach of the Dallas Cowboys. Here's Bryan Schottenheimer.
Calvin Watkins, Dallas Morning News. What are your thoughts on the keys to why you've won your last 3 ball games?
I think we're playing good football. I don't want to minimize that. I think, you guys know what we're capable of on offense. I think the defense, again, has just taken so many strides over the last couple of weeks. When I watch our defense play, man, I see violence. I see passion. I see everybody running the football. I thought Demo was outstanding tonight. Thought he was everywhere, man. And I just think it's contagious. I really do. I think it's contagious, and they feed off one another, and that's a really good football team, a really good offense. They've got weapons everywhere. The quarterback, what can you say about him? But again, we're playing with a bunch of confidence. Why? Well, because we're executing and we're having fun, and we're trying to honor not just Marshawn, but we're trying to honor each other with the way we prep and the way we work. And short weeks aren't easy. I mean, they're the same for everybody, but emotional game against Philadelphia, right? And then you have to come back and really, without hardly any practice this week, to be able to go and do what we did today, I think is a testament to the young men in that locker room.
It's never one player versus another player, but it looked like your quarterback had a pretty nice game tonight. Just your thoughts on how Dak played.
Yeah. I thought he was incredible. I mean, I really do. I think, throw an interception on whatever the second or third play of the game is never how you want to start. We were hot, and he tried to beat it with the throw, and the corner did a nice job. He kind of baited him into it. But, I mean, that's who we are as a football team. We go out there and we turn it over in the first couple plays. They go, I think, 2 plays and score a touchdown, and we never panicked. We're not going to panic. This team, why would we panic? We've got all the confidence in the world in one another, and that we're going to figure it out, and we're going to make really good adjustments. And but yeah, I mean, I think the epitome of Dak, which shows what Dak is right. We had a little bit of headset malfunction. I probably said too many swear words. My mom's going to be mad at me for Thanksgiving, but that's just Dak and I being tied together. He ran over. I really said 2 words. He knew the play, and he went out and executed. But that's the veteran quarterback, man. The savvy, the leadership, and this was just great performance by him.
Brian Todd Archer with ESPN. The headset going out, was that prior to the 2-point play?
Yeah.
And those 2 plays by Dak, where he steps up, evades rush, finds Javonte, then spins out of trouble. Can you speak to, could he do that a year ago? I mean, with his...
Yeah, he'll tell you he could do that. He likes to flash back sometimes that he's at Mississippi State, about 30 pounds heavier, with big pads and all that stuff. But, I mean, his instinct, his feel, Todd in the pocket is exceptional. When you're down there in the red zone, I mean, they're tight windows, and I thought they had a couple really deals where they covered us. But, when you move and you kind of keep your eyes up, and, he's just the ultimate competitor, man.
Okay, there is Cowboys head coach Bryan Schottenheimer after the Cowboys get the Thanksgiving victory, 31-28 over the Chiefs, showing love to Dak right there, and rightfully so. 27 of 39, 320 yards, 2 touchdowns. He did have the 1 interception to start the game, but he bounced back beautifully, and he was sacked 0 times under duress, a handful of times, making big-time plays. The touchdown to Javonte Williams, the 2-point conversion there to George Pickens, all that stuff was a masterclass from Dak. And then Shotty showing love to the defense, playing with violence, showing love to DeMarvion Overshown as well, who I'm sure when you watch the tape back, you'll see he was flying around.
Yeah, I think overall, though, the Cowboys, when we came into this game, you kind of felt like that they needed to go after a couple of different positions. Maybe there was something to do, inside. How much were they going to find a win? against some of their compromised guys, with Mike Caliendo having to play guard in this football game. Here they have 39 pass block chances. He gives up 4 pressures. They've had, if you look at their inside guys, 8 pressures inside total with Humphrey, Caliendo, and Suamatia with this. So 8 of those pressures from the inside right there. On the outside, they had 7 pressures from that. So you look at how the game was going to be played today. It was going to be for the Cowboys to be able to try and do things in the middle of that defense for sure.
All right,
or the offense, excuse me.
Yes, absolutely. You just cheered for America's team on the field. Now see them on the reels. Cowboys-themed casino games developed by Aristocrat, now at a casino near you. Aristocrat, a proud sponsor of the Dallas Cowboys. Do you have a gambling problem? Please contact 1-800-GAMBLER for 21 and over. All right, 877-881-1053. Let's get back to the phone lines. We have Darren in Michigan. Darren, you're on the Dallas Cowboys postgame show.
Hey guys, thanks for taking my call. It's just a privilege to talk to you. I just get so much. I mean, I've pretty much stopped watching the network TV broadcast, and I listen to you guys, and then I might go back later after the game and watch it. But a couple points I want to make quick is just that one of the things that I think was just so key is the reduction in the pre-snap penalties today. I mean, I went back and looked at the plays, and I think they only had 1 false start on Steele. I believe they only had 1, offsides call against the defense. I mean, Shadi mentioned how important that was to reduce those. And look at what happens when they're not putting themselves behind the sticks, And the other thing I want to point out is something that the great Brad Sham said is, they need to put together a highlight film of Javonte Williams and his blocks, because he was so effective today in neutralizing that, punishing that blitz that often gets to other quarterbacks and giving Prescott time to throw. I mean, he has just been a great pickup, and kudos to Jerry and his staff and Steven and Will McClay and everyone. And, I want to tell you, I'm in Michigan. I'm about an hour and a half from Detroit, and my best friend is a longtime Lion fan, and he's also a season ticket holder, and he's gracious enough to invite me to the game next week. So I'm pretty happy about that. I'm going to be there cheering him on, and I think like Brad said, it's going to be tough to win, especially since the Lions lost today, because good teams don't usually lose 2 in a row, and they're a very good team. But I'm just so grateful to see this team fight and to be relevant. And look at what Quinnen Williams has done. I mean, does anyone really miss Micah Parsons anymore? I know I don't. So thanks, guys.
Hey, Darren, thank you. Appreciate the call. A lot of great points there. Micah did have a monster performance for the Packers today, but that's beside the point, because the Cowboys defense is now flying around in a big-time way. Quinnen Williams making all the difference in the world. And it's a great point on the penalties, man. I mean, 7 penalties for 50 yards. That's something you can live with that, especially when you consider 10 penalties for $119 for the Chiefs, and a lot of those were Cowboys forcing them into that with the pass interference plays and stuff like that, with Pickens and Lamb getting it done in a big-time way. So great points all around. Thank you, Darren, for the call. All right, let's go ahead and get to Jay in Burleson. Jay, welcome into the Cowboys postgame show.
Hey, guys. Another great game by the Cowboys. Question for Broadus, because I really love the way he breaks down the game during the week and lets us kind of prepare what we're going to see. Question. So, George Pickens, the way he's playing, one, I don't think we've seen a receiver recently do the things he's doing next to another number 1 receiver. I don't think any other team really. Maybe the Bengals kind of have that kind of duo. But can Broadus go in a little bit about just how Pickens is able to get other cornerbacks out of position, or to square their pads up, or just their body a certain way? Because when I saw him play today, he got a couple of those defenders just out of position on themselves on approaching him. So, Bryan, thank you again for your amazing breakdowns. Good game all around, guys, and I'll listen from now. Thank you all, guys. Have a good one.
Thanks, Jay. Appreciate it. Probably not a great route runner to begin with, though, but what he is he's very deceptive in the way that he plays. He's always, coming out of Georgia, he was one of these guys that was that downfield threat, the crossing route threat. Anything that you could do on the move, anything you could do to play in the air, anything you could do in a short area, he was going to be really good at. When you watch him, he kind of lulls you to sleep with the way he runs his routes. And so there'll be times where you're thinking, well, he's not really coming off the ball. And then, with the ball's not coming his direction, you're kind of like, it's slow, it's not what it needs to be. There's not really selling it. But then when he gets into where he gets that mode, he lulls you to sleep, and then he's able to break one off or two where he has the slant and then, the release and things like that. So he's really, really good at setting you up that way. He's just not been the type of guy, though, that, he's hard to cover because that he could separate and because of strength, and that he's tough because he plays the ball so well in the air, the way he tracks it.
Right.
That's what puts fear in those defensive backs. It's not his route running, it's his ability to go get that football.
There it is, a Broadus breakdown here on your Cowboys post-game show, and it's a victory party. Cowboys win 31-28. More calls and texts at 877-881-1053. We'll hear from George Pickens. We'll hear from CeeDee Lamb, Jerry Jones, Osa Odighizuwa, and Dak Prescott. All that and more coming up next. Dallas Cowboys football will continue in a moment.
From retirement planning to insurance, SWBC has customized solutions to help individuals and businesses. Visit SWBC.com to learn more.
Cowboys fans, here's the game plan. Touchdown Tuesday at Take 5 Oil Change. Just wear your Cowboys gear and save 25% on your oil change. No huddle, no overtime. Just drive in, stay in your car, and roll out. You'll be tailgate ready in 10 minutes flat. Keeping up with your car shouldn't be a tough call. Take 5 makes it as easy as calling the coin toss. Take 5.
Frolic.com today.
3rd and 8, Prescott back, slant, caught by Pickens, spins away from the defender, first down, heads to the right side, sprints down the sideline, hurdles a man, all the way down inside the 10 to the 6. There you are, George, you were hiding, and you come out to play.
Boy, did he ever, Brad Sham. Thank you for the call, George Pickens. Those slants are absolutely unstoppable. That 39-yard play, the catch and run, the spin, the hurdle, the whole 9. That sets up the Javonte Williams touchdown, and then Pickens gets the 2-point conversion. Cowboys get the victory 31-28 over the Chiefs here on Thanksgiving at AT&T Stadium. Cowboys now 6-5-1 on the season, stacking up some really impressive victories. And let's go ahead and hear from your owner and general manager, Mr. Jerry Jones, after the game.
What a great win on Thanksgiving Day. So what a Thanksgiving we have about this bunch. I don't think I've ever been in a more appreciative locker room than the game that they played today against a mighty special team.
Are the Eagles a win over the Chiefs? Does it feel like this team can beat anybody in the NFL right now?
Well, I'll say this. We're playing good teams, and we're playing really good. And we're playing good on both sides of the ball, really. And so I feel good about where we are as compared to where we were. Hope our fans do. We're playing teams that are obviously hard to beat, and they don't go easy, as you can see right at the end. But what a thrill to compete at this level. I really can't say enough about how our defense is shaping up. Particularly some of those guys that we have had, but they were injured, especially a couple of young ones, and they really were difference makers out there today. O'Shawn really gave them some problems, so I'm pretty proud of this bunch.
Considering the opponents from last 2 weeks, last time you've seen a better 2-game run by your team, what you did against Philadelphia and tonight against the Chiefs?
Well, under the circumstances, and of course, I don't remember a better 2 games back-to-back here at home. And these guys played inspired. Kansas City had a nice crowd here. And so it was really important to us to play the way we did because they were here to really be there for Kansas City. So I just can't tell you the respect I have for Kansas City, job they've done. As you know, they've got some people that are very dear to me, the Hunts that live here. Lamar was so special to me early in my time in the NFL, and so I appreciate him so much. As a matter of fact, the first time we ever played him here, I gave him and his family my suite so that they could watch the game. I appreciate it. True founder of the NFL. So, but I am glad we've got a little trophy that he made, that I'm real proud of it, that I'm going to be happy to get that back home. Kansas City's had it for last couple of times we played. Lamar, rather than me borrow it, show somebody one time, made me drive by in a car with my guest just to see it in the window. So we'll have some fun with that.
There it is, a very giddy Jerry Jones after the Cowboys win here on Thanksgiving over the Chiefs 31-28. The all-new National Medal of Honor Museum in Arlington brings the stories of America's greatest heroes to life through virtual experiences and exciting interactive technology. Plan your visit today at mohmuseum.org. And let's go ahead and hear from one of the absolute studs of the day, C.D. Lamb, after the game.
CD, let's talk about this victory. How does it feel to win on Thanksgiving again?
It feels great, man. 3 in a row is always good as a team achievement. And overall, for myself, man, it's just good to be back on the right track.
Can you talk about yourself? You had a lot of nice catches. The touchdown play in particular. Can you talk about that particular play, the touchdown?
Great play. Great play call by Shotty. We got the coverage that we wanted. All I knew is I had to run my route the way I knew how and finish the play. And that I did, and 7 points.
Seemed like there was a battle out there. Every possession, it was either you caught it or there was a penalty flag.
That's normally how it goes. That's why I said no one can really guard me. It's just me driving the ball, and I don't do that often. So it's just a series of events. It's a great experience for me. I've learned a lot, and on forward, we're moving forward.
When you see a player like Jadeveon Clowney getting the sacks that he did, I mean, what does that speak to the defense today in this one?
Man, JD's showing up, and I'm happy. The defense is showing up. They're playing together. We're playing together. The camaraderie is building. The brotherhood is building. The bond is overall growing, and I mean, we can feel the energy throughout the environment, the facility, the stadium. The fans are involved. So, like, overall, we feel good. We take this win, sit on it for about a week, see y'all in Detroit after this.
That's right. There he is, CeeDee Lamb, with an outstanding bounce-back performance after last week's fiasco versus the Eagles. 7 catches, $112, 1 touchdown. He had a 51-yard reception. That touchdown, that whole drive was really CeeDee Lamb, third down. And then it was a third down deep ball down the sideline for pay dirt, and it's just fantastic to see him bounce back the way that he did today. And now when you look at it, CeeDee Lamb surpassed 7,000 career receiving yards. He is the 15th player in NFL history and the first Cowboy to reach 7,000 yards in his first 6 seasons. And on top of that, with the 51-yard catch he had, CeeDee Lamb surpassed 100 receiving yards on the day, his 4th 100-yard game this season. So that was, you can't say enough. All the pressure, things got very loud for him. I'm sure he appreciated the fact that it was a quick turnaround game so he could get right back at it. But that's a tough matchup.
Yeah.
I mean, Trent McDuffie's one of the best corners in the league, and it didn't matter who they put on him today. CeeDee Lamb was getting it done in a big way.
Yeah, and that was really, really important for him, and for them to they needed him today. It was going to come down to, you were trying to figure out which way that Spagnuolo was going to go with his coverage, and how much was he willing to play a certain was he going to play man, a lot of man? He's played like 30% man. Was he going to play some zone? Was he going to try and clog and cover? It looked like today he was trying to bring pressure on Dak Prescott. His pass rush just didn't get home. Williams did a great job with the blitz pickup stuff. So you just have to, you knew that McDuffie was going to be out there, and whoever wasn't covering, whoever McDuffie wasn't on, needed to be the guy that was winning on the outside. That's how good football. The really good teams can identify your players that you're out there trying to hide, and so that's what happened in this game. But I tell you what, the tip of the cap to the way that both those receivers played in this football game.
Yeah. Lamb and Pickens, I mean, dynamite, really, especially in the second half for Pickens. Lamb started the game huge, and then they both finished it in a big way to ice that game out. I know we've talked about it a little bit, but, man, to be able to close that game out after you give up the touchdown, there's 3+ minutes to go. You're up by 3. Chiefs have 3 timeouts and the 2-minute warning, and it's not just run, punt, and cross your fingers. It was winning plays there. And George Pickens, like you broke it down for us, you have these defenders that are so scared of what he can do going down the field.
Yeah.
And so it leaves them susceptible. That slant play, it feels like it's guaranteed. Anytime you want it, you can dial that up.
You are terrified of having to play up on top of George Pickens because of how he's able to, he's so used to dealing with press coverages and stuff like that. He's not the fastest guy. He's not this big run separate guy. So what happens is when teams play up on him, he's had to learn how to win off the line of scrimmage in order to get that separation. That's why you see him run those slants so well. He's able to kind of take that thing hard outside and then bring it back to the inside. And then guys have to be worried about him, the release, and then him going vertical on him,
right,
and then him going up and catching the ball at the highest point.
Yeah, and him after the catch is just totally electric, too.
Yeah.
Yeah, nobody wants to mess with.
Well,
this
that's
guy.
like saying we didn't see that when we were in Pittsburgh. We saw that now. That's Georgia football that we've seen from this guy this year.
Absolutely, he was dynamite today. Has been all season. We'll hear from George Pickens and of course Dak Prescott. More sounds from the locker room on the heels of the Cowboys' Thanksgiving victory here at AT&T Stadium, 31-28 over the Chiefs, and more calls and texts as well at 877-881-1053. And your drive of the game all coming up next. You're listening to the Dallas Cowboys Radio Network.
A true Dallas Cowboys fan is there for the journey and the destination. This is the season to make your journey count by flying through McAllen International Airport, the South Texas airport of the Dallas Cowboys. Whether you're flying down for McAllen's award-winning fall and holiday festivals, or you're a South Texas fan flying up to cheer the Cowboys on, make your journey as satisfying as your destination at the South Texas airport of the Dallas Cowboys. McAllen International Airport, above, beyond, at McAllenairport.com.
I'm home.
Hey, Mom, before you ask, I've done my homework and the dishwasher's unloaded.
Nice. Hey, can you...
Hey, hon, yes, I've got the finale ready to play. Here's your wine.
Wow.
Isn't it nice not having to ask? We think so. That's why if there's a network interruption, AT&T will proactively credit you for a full day of service, guaranteed. Credit for fiber downtime lasting 20 minutes or more, or for wireless downtime lasting 60 minutes or more caused by a single incident impacting 10 or more towers. Restrictions and exclusions apply. See att.com/guarantee for details.
Cowboys Nation is big because everything's bigger in Texas. And Reliant has the energy to power it all. From home field advantage to home sweet home, Reliant has Dallas Cowboys fans all across the Lone Star State covered for every electric moment this season and beyond. Reliant, proud to be the official energy provider of your Dallas Cowboys.
Reliant, PUCT number 10007.
The big game may be over, but there's always a reason to keep the celebration going with Hillshire Farm Little Smokies cocktail links. With endless ways to enjoy their rich flavor, our Little Smokies cocktail links will satisfy.
Proud sponsor of the Dallas Cowboys. Brought to you by AT&T. Connecting changes everything. Pepsi. Whether tailgating at the stadium or grilling at home, on game day, Cowboys fans deserve Pepsi. Blockchain.com. Invest like your icons with Blockchain.com. The islands of the Bahamas. It's not one island. It's a lifetime of them. And by Miller Lite, the only beer of the Dallas Cowboys.
Try to throw for this first down.
Where's Pickens? Snap to Prescott, 3rd and 2. Slant Pickens! First down to the 30 and the 25.
There it is, George Pickens icing the game out. Brad Sham put in the call, 13 yards. That was with 2:13 remaining in the game, 3rd and 2. And Dak to Pickens wins again. Cowboys get the victory, 31-28. And that's your drive of the game. Right there in the fourth quarter, 3:27 to go. Cowboys up 3. And you had the Chiefs with 3 timeouts and the 2-minute warning. And big plays from Pickens, big plays from CeeDee Lamb. And the Cowboys were able to just ice the game out and never let Mahomes get another opportunity.
Man, you could not draw it up any better. I mean, we were all expecting like, oh, geez, something's going to happen. It's going to be a negative play. They're going to have to punt.
It feels like a lifetime when you're waiting for that game to end.
Shoddy left them 20 seconds. You know, they're going to drive the ball. I mean, we've seen this all too much.
I know.
And for them to Shoddy did a really nice job of the clock management, making Andy Reid. Hell, Andy Reid ain't the best at using timeouts. You know, Andy he used all 3 of them real quick, and then the 2-minute warning came, and then, you knew if you did the math that once you got to the 2-minute warning with no timeouts and you had a first down that you could kneel that thing out. So great job by Shoddy, the coaching staff, the players with the execution, not to give the ball back to Mahomes one more time.
No question about it. Let's hear from George Pickens after the game.
GP, can you talk about the significance of this win? It was a big one.
Yeah, definitely. Versus the Chiefs, all I can really say, proud of the guys, man. On to the next one. We're back on a short week, so definitely think about the next one.
Can you talk about the touchdown catch? Describe the play and what was going into that.
Yeah, I had a fade. They went red too. I kind of knew they went red too. He was already playing outside leverage. I looked back to the queue. Dak was still scrambling. Made a few moves, set up a front pile off for him.
And could you talk about how the Chiefs just would not go away, but your guys' defense has been inspiring?
Yeah, that's like one of the biggest things. The defense, the guys are showing up. The guys we acquired as well, Quinnen, KC, some of the DBs, I feel like they're just showing up at a great time.
Did you have trouble looking at this one pass because the sun was in your eyes? Because it seemed like that was affecting a few guys out there.
Yeah, I definitely did. Some of the guys told me too. That was my first time having that. Just coming on across the route, the sun was beaming in my eyes, so I couldn't even see, but made up for it.
How much do you thrive on playing on this stage on Thanksgiving? A lot of eyeballs on this game. You seem to step up.
Yeah, this is my first time really playing on Thanksgiving, but definitely, like you said, thrive for the moment. Make sure the guys and everybody else is on the same one accord.
First time playing on Thanksgiving, George Pickens. That's one you won't be forgetting right there.
No.
And thank God they go ahead and get that dub because the sunshine in his eyes dropping the pass there. I'm sure that would.
He never saw it.
Would have been a huge talking point. No,
you
never
could saw
see it.
it.
He had no idea where the ball was.
He looked up, and when he went, he went from the shadows into the sun. And when I saw the angle, I'm like, "There's no way." I mean, he can't see that ball. So, yeah, I mean, he didn't even react. Luckily, it didn't hit him and go in the air or something ridiculous like that.
Yeah, crazy ricochet or something like that.
Yeah, something crazy.
Yeah, but he certainly made up for it. As he said, 6 catches, 88 yards. He had the big 2-point conversion play, and then, of course, helping ice the game on that final drive. George Pickens, we love you, we respect you, and we appreciate you. Today's game between the Kansas City Chiefs and the Dallas Cowboys at AT&T Stadium was brought to you by Miller Lite, the only beer of the Dallas Cowboys. Tastes like Miller time. Let's get back to your calls and texts, 877-881-1053. We go to line 3, Dennis in Memphis. Dennis, welcome to the Cowboys Postgame Show.
Hey, thanks, guys. Man, look, I had the best 5 days, I think it is, of my life, man. I went to my first Cowboys game on Sunday.
Nice.
Me and my wife paid a couple $grand for the tickets, man, and looked over it before the half. She was asleep. Like, man, you see this 80,000 people in the stadium. So needless to say, we know how that turned out, man. So just fast forward that. Shout out to Cowboys Nation. Got on the Jumbotron. I was the only guy that had an eagle with a rope on his neck. And so, just fast forward on to today, I just want to give a shout out, man. Jerry gets a lot of, deservedly so. And like you were speaking about of the trades, there's just a couple of more trades that you guys think about it. Well, George Pickens, when they got him for a 3rd-round pick, I think you mentioned Williams earlier. I didn't know nothing Williams. And I have to give this Shotty. Our guys, corny, they got a ping pong table in the locker room, and he's talking about love, and he's doing. Shotty's got a touchdown, and he's doing all these shouts, man. But hey, I give credit to that guy. He knows what he's doing. He's on the heater right now, and I just want to give Jerry credit for putting all this stuff together, man.
Hey, well said. Thanks for the call, Dennis. We appreciate it. There's no question that as much as the moves in real time were criticized, starting with the Shotty hire all the way through the draft and bringing in George Pickens, some people weren't crazy about that, giving up a 3rd-round pick for what might be a rental player. Then you go trade Micah Parsons. You bring in Jadeveon Clowney. You trade for Quinnen Williams. Like, this has all come together in such a beautiful way, and now the Cowboys they're clicking. They're clicking, and Shotty deserves a ton of credit. So thank you, Dennis.
Yeah, I think that, to me, Schottenheimer does deserve a lot of credit. I think the most important thing for Shotty was that regardless of how this season was going to go, he needed to have a winning season. This thing didn't need to be like 3-14 or something ridiculous.
You needed something to build
5-12 or some ridiculous thing. And there was a time there that looked like it was going to be not very good. And they found a way to put some things together and pull some things together. It's really important for him, maybe not so much for this year, but for the credibility of going into next year. You know, if you're building a program, I just remember in Green Bay with Mike Holmgren, we were coming off all those bad years in Green Bay, and the Packers were a losing organization. We go 9-7, and all of a sudden, everything that you talked about during the season and the off season and all that leading up to the season, then it now makes sense to the players. The buy-in for Shoddy now is they need to finish this thing out. Even if it ends up with them not getting in the playoffs, they need to finish this thing off strong. They really, really do.
Yeah, and they've given themselves a chance. It's time to take this team seriously.
Yeah. And he needed that. Because it'll be a lot easier for him when he starts to talk about things that need to be done in the off season, that he can that the buy-in is there. That's the most important thing for a brand new coach. You got to have the buy-in, because that's what builds from years, from remaining years going forward.
All right, line 4, we have Daniel in San Antonio. Daniel, welcome into the Cowboys Postgame Show.
Hey, thanks for having us. We attended the game, me and my family, and, it was an electric atmosphere.
Great.
I'll tell you, there were a lot of Chiefs fans there. It was a great game.
Sure were.
Dak had the team fired up. Anytime defense was out there on those, third and fourth downs, Dak was on the sidelines, amping everybody up. It was a great atmosphere. The crowd never got out of it. It's good to see. We do a lot of Thanksgiving games, and we drive up from San Antonio and, attend these games, and it's a fun tradition for our family, and, we love it. This team, it's great. They're trending in the right direction. They're doing really good, and, we love every minute of it. It was a fun time.
Yeah, safe travels home to you, sir.
Yeah, absolutely. Happy Thanksgiving, Daniel. That's fantastic. Yeah, what an environment it was. There was a lot of red here, man.
Yeah, it was. And what you're really worried about is the Cowboys did a great job of not allowing the Kansas City fans to really, really get into it. They got the early touchdown. There seemed to be some momentum there.
Yeah, weathering that storm was amazing.
You've got to. This Chief fan base is not easy to deal with. If you've ever been in a game at Arrowhead, it is tough. And so, it was good that they stayed and they were connected throughout the game, and then they went ahead, and then were never, they kind of had to fight back a little bit more, but they never really let this Chief crowd take over at any point in time in the game.
All right, line 1, Josh in Rockwall. Josh, welcome into the Cowboys Postgame Show.
Zach and Bryan, thanks for taking my call, fellas.
Hey, you're welcome.
Eric and Bryan will say you're welcome. It's Eric tonight, sir. It's Eric tonight.
It's all good, Josh.
Yeah. I'm sorry about that. I'm 48. I had my Danny White jersey on when I was 6 years old, so I've been a Cowboys fan for 42 years.
Sure.
And just like that last caller said, Jerry Jones has frustrated the absolute mess out of me.
Sure.
But you got to give the man the credit. He has put the thick pieces in place. People were not taking Shoddy seriously, but that team is playing for him right now. And you can see it, and I can tell you for the first time, you saw how great Dak was in his rookie season. You're like, man, this guy's got talent. When they lost to Green Bay a couple years ago, I kind of lost a lot of faith in him. But, man, that guy is running the ship like a man determined. And the reason that people hate Cowboys fans is because we always say if we get a couple wins, we're winning the Super Bowl. I'm not that guy. Sure. But I truly believe with the way Dak is playing right now that we've actually got a chance this year. And if not this year, 100% next year.
Absolutely.
I'll hang up and listen to you guys, but thanks you guys for taking my call.
Are you saying for Super Bowl, sir? Is that what you're saying? For Super Bowl?
Absolutely. Yeah, the way Dak's playing right now,
sure.
The way he's orchestrating the team, and they're believing in what Shoddy's doing, and just the belief they have. And you can tell Dak is willing the team to win these games. You can see it. It's the first time I've actually trusted Dak, and I can say that now. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Well said. Thank you, Josh. We appreciate the phone call. Yeah, Dak's playing Super Bowl caliber football right now. I know, obviously, everything is what you do in the postseason.
Sure.
But the way he's playing, the way this team is playing right now, you can start to get that feeling like they're capable. Did they dig themselves too much of a hole to start the season? That's a very real possibility. But evaluating this team right now, this is a Super Bowl caliber team.
I said this earlier, though. I know in our show the other day, I was talking about before November 2nd, this team couldn't beat anybody. but after November 2nd, they can be. You know, the trade deadline and what they've been able to do. The quarterback's really been playing well all year. I think you're absolutely right about that.
Yeah, they're playing with confidence, and they're galvanized, and they're rocking and rolling. Three straight victories, 6-5-1 now on the season. Cowboys get the victory 31-28 over the Chiefs here at AT&T Stadium. We continue to take your calls and texts. We'll hear from the man himself, Dak Prescott, DeMarvion Overshone, Osa Digizua, and more, as well as your what a play of the game. That's all coming up next. Dallas Cowboys football will continue in a moment.
In 1968, deep in the Vietnam jungle, Green Beret Roy Benavidez heard a distress call from a team trapped under heavy fire. With no weapon and almost no chance of survival, he ran into the firefight again and again, saving 8 men while enduring 37 wounds. He refused.
WindoNation.com/Cowboys now for details. Window Nation, proud partner of your Dallas Cowboys.
Cowboys are 1 for 1 on 2-point conversions. Prescott back to throw, looking, standing. He's going to be set. No, he runs away, gets rid of the ball. Pickens standing by the left pylon, caught it for 2.
How sexy was that? That is to cap off the 8-play, 68-yard, 3-minute and 36-second drive there early in that fourth quarter. It's Javonte Williams, 3-yard pass from Dak. That's back-to-back Dak Magic plays right there.
Yeah.
I mean, the touchdown play to Javonte Williams was special, and then to follow that up where you really need that 2-point conversion to make really that a 7-point game, and getting the George Pickens 2-point conversion there. Unbelievable play, escaping pressure, taking a huge roughing the passer type hit from Dak there rolling to his left, and then the pinpoint toe tap right there at the pylon.
Yeah.
Gosh, dang it, that was gorgeous.
Well, George we talk about George's ability to contort his body. We've talked about George's ability to understand where he is on the field. George, for being a long guy, has very good awareness of space and where he needs to be. He's always thinking about hand placement, foot placement, where and especially in a really, really tiny area. He plays like a much smaller guy in that way. To have that, to have that awareness to be able to say, okay, I'm running out of space. I've got to find a way to get my feet stopped and then be able to extend. But the ball that Dak threw to him, it was right where it needed to be. It wasn't low or it wasn't way outside. It was right where it needed to be, and it gave George a chance to make the play. Anytime you get the ball within that 2-foot radius of George Pickens, he's probably going to catch that.
Yeah, the elegance, I mean, the size and the physicality and the violence, but then to pair that with sort of the elegance and the masterful ability to have the body control, the foot coordination, it is a joy to watch.
Be able to keep a defender behind you, and, he catches the ball, and he's, basically falling as he's
defying gravity.
He's just kind of falling as he's catching it, but he just knows in a small area where he has to put his feet, and he does it really every single time.
He plays big in small areas, and we appreciate that about George Pickens.
It's a scouting term right there.
That 2-point conversion is your What a Play of the game, brought to you by Whataburger and your Pepsi postgame show, also brought to you by the Salvation Army, doing it the most good. Thought we had a nice little Salvation kettle celebration right there from Jake Ferguson. If he was able to haul that in, that was a tough one.
Yeah.
That was a tough one.
We talked to him because he told us we interviewed him on 105.3 The Fan on the G-Bag Nation. We talked to him about it, and he said if he jumped in the kettle, he had a touchdown, jumped in the kettle, and got a fine, he would double. He would
match it.
He would match it and then give the money to the Salvation Army. I was kind of hoping he would have to be able to jump in the kettle. I was going to get excited about that.
Yeah, that was a big time play. That was all for naught, but it was still a lot.
He
of
tried,
fun.
Man.
He did.
He doesn't have
bang play.
He doesn't have the foot awareness of
Georgie.
George Pickens.
George Pickens.
He needs to develop that.
He's a 1 of 1. All right, Dak Prescott was on fire today. We get back to your calls and texts here in just a moment at 877-881-1053. But here was Dak Prescott, the victorious quarterback, after the game.
These 2 wins back-to-back, I know tonight's Kansas City, but just can you put stock in the impressive performance you guys have had in back-to-back weeks in 4 days? Have you had 2 more impressive back-to-back games against that caliber teams since you've been here?
I'm not sure if I have, honestly. On top of where we've put ourselves right before these games and just the place that we're in of having to get these wins against 2 elite teams. I mean, the 2 teams that played in the Super Bowl last year. Last year's last year, but you're talking about 2 organizations that obviously know how to win, and we just beat them both in 2 great games, as you said, in 4 days, and just showing the resiliency of this unit, of this brotherhood, on top of everything that we've been through. I don't know if there's been 2 more impressive wins, but I can tell you right now that we're not going to just sit on some high because of that. We know we've got a big one coming again next week, and all this really does for us is just give us more confidence, knowing that we can go play with whoever.
You savor beating Patrick Mahomes?
One more time.
You savor beating Patrick Mahomes?
I mean, it's a team game. I can't say that. No, I mean, I can't say that. We're 1-1. hopefully we can play again, and hopefully we can play again in a bigger stage in a more meaningful game sooner than later. So he's a hell of a player. I mean, you watch that game right there, and, we got the ball at the end of the game, and I knew we couldn't give it back to him. You know how great he is, and it's on his resume, and we've all seen it before, and you just saw the drive before that, their last drive, right, of the Mahomes magic. Yeah, I mean, he's an incredible player, but at the end of the day, this is a team game. This isn't necessarily me versus him. We both have a lot on us to go and help our teams win and do that, and I respect the hell out of him.
Dak Dodge with ESPN. Can you take us through the touchdown to Javonte and then the two-point play to George, how you were able to get away from trouble, find both guys?
Yeah, just the first one. Obviously understanding, we got points. Let's not, let's be smart with the ball. They played a good coverage. They pretty much guarded everything that we had in the initial, on the touchdown, and just saw a lane, try to step up in that lane, and then a guy kind of came off of a block, and from there Javonte kind of waved me down, showing me he was open, and just a backyard football that plays Javonte as much as it is me, and then the second one, going to my front side, my progression didn't work, and understanding it's a 2-point conversion, and we need it. Was just trying to make something happen with my feet. Felt like I can escape around the backside, was able to get out of that tackle, and when I did, GP just gave me a great answer. It was just being right there at the front pylon and made a hell of a catch.
There it is, Dak Prescott after the Cowboys' victory, 31-28 over the Chiefs.
I'm trying to think, it made me go back and look. He had a spell his first season where he won a game at Green Bay. Then they had a bye, and then beat Philadelphia. So that might be a stretch. And then he had another, and a couple weeks later, he had a stretch where he won at Pittsburgh and then beat the Baltimore Ravens. So if you talk about kind of in his career, maybe the back-to-back kind of those victories and stuff like that.
Yeah.
That would be when I just searched his first year because I remember they put 11 of them in a row together, and I was trying to kind of get, but he did win a game at Green Bay, which for a rookie quarterback is rare. He did win a game at Heinz Field at the time, which is a rare situation. So if you had to go for back-to-back quality wins, I think beating the Steelers and the Ravens in the same year is probably a pretty good deal.
There's no doubt, but these back-to-back wins are
within 4 days, yeah,
right. Well, but
absolutely.
also really must-win scenarios.
Oh,
right?
yeah.
To keep your season alive. In that 2016 year, they were going on such a run. You could technically afford a loss, even though every loss in the NFL feels like the end of the world. But
it is.
Right now, what this team's able to do and overcoming all the adversity that they have faced this season, and to now put on this stretch right now, which we all knew was going to be the toughest stretch of the season, really, really impressive stuff, and we couldn't be happier for him. All right, 877-881-1053. Let's get back to your calls, and we start with Reginald in Abilene. Reginald, welcome into the Cowboys Postgame Show.
Hey, thank you for taking my call.
Yes, sir.
Great win.
No doubt.
Right, and I can just say, I'm going to just share a little testimony. Last week I prayed as I got in from church. I prayed before all that. I said, let me pray for my boy. Been a fan since I was probably 6. I'm 65 years old.
Mm-hmm.
Day I came in, same scenario. I said, let me put a little prayer up. And I thank God for what he's doing with them Cowboys right now. And all the leadership from down to the person at the lowest level of employment to the highest person, which we know is Jerry Jones. And I was just impressed what I saw today, because what I've saw over the years, we're headed to the bowl.
Okay, Reginald.
Keep praying.
I love it. Thanks for the call, Reginald. That's beautiful. That absolutely is. He's playing with confidence right now. He's got God on his side, a man after God's own heart.
You called it a biblical game today, though, right?
Respect. Well, I wasn't even planning on it, but once we started seeing all the red, you said the Red Sea.
Yeah.
I'm thinking, okay, this is an Old Testament game. Dak Prescott's about to go full-on Moses here, and he's about to part that Red Sea for pay dirt for 31 points.
About to walk through the red.
Yeah, that's exactly right. Old Testament game, God on our side.
I like the Old Testament game, by the way.
Thank you. It's the first one you've liked since about week 3.
No, but I told you.
You've been essing on my game mantras for the better part of the last 2 months.
I told you one of my favorite games is the Holy War between BYU and
good.
I love those names.
Oh, man. All right, let's get one more call in here. Palmer in Dallas. Palmer, you're on the Dallas Cowboys Radio Network.
Mr. Chiafalo, Mr. Broadus, happy Thanksgiving.
You too,
Cheers,
Palmer.
brother.
Thank you, man.
I appreciate it. Thank you all for being away from your families on this day to give us this great content.
Thank you. It's a pleasure.
The biggest difference I see, I'm a lifelong Cowboys fan, born in Dallas in 72. The happiest day I've had in 30 years as a Cowboy fan was the day they traded Micah Parsons. And here's why. Micah Parsons is a generational talent. Yes. But Micah Parsons is not a generational talent that can lift up his fellow defensive players and carry them and teach them how to win. And Quentin Williams and Clark are the two biggest differences on this defense. This defense was completely rudderless with Micah Parsons. Today, this defense has a rudder, which gives you direction. And Micah Parsons, I'm not one of these that trashes him, but all I've heard or seen from Micah Parsons since day one is Micah Parsons' mouth. You know what I haven't seen or heard from since Quentin Williams has been here or Clark is their mouths. They lead by example, and Quentin Williams can literally he has put this whole defense on his shoulders and taught them how to practice, taught them how to win as a group and not to give up. This team, they might not make the playoffs. There's a good chance they won't. But this team, I see this defense fight for each other. Yeah. I see this defense fight for each other. I don't see them pointing fingers anymore. And for me, that is very encouraging. What say you guys? Thank you very much. Have a great night.
Love it. Thanks for the call, Palmer. Yeah, I mean, I can't really argue with anything that you're saying right there. This defense is they're playing at a different speed right now, and you can tell that the buy-in is real. The confidence is through the roof. These guys really like each other. They love each other. They're playing for each other, and I think a lot of it starts with Quentin Williams, but much of it too. The return of Overshown has been fantastic. I mean, he's the leadership qualities are amazing. Everybody absolutely loves him, and you're seeing him get better and better and better each and every game. Now that's 3 games under his belt, and he got a lot of love from Shoddy in the post-game presser there. And we will hear from DeMarvion Overshown coming up next, as well as Osa Odigizua as we continue your Pepsi post-game show here on the Dallas Cowboys Radio Network. Cowboys win 31-28. The party continues. The defensive stand of the game, and more calls and texts, 877-881-1053. Dallas Cowboys football will continue in a moment.
Crown Royal and the Dallas Cowboys are bringing back the Royal Rig for Season 2.
Oh, my goodness. Oh, Donovan Wilson in the area looking for Rice, who's had a phenomenal day.
There it is. That is your defensive stand of the game. Shout out to Donovan Wilson in coverage on Rashee Rice there. And that was a 3rd and 4, middle of the third quarter. Cowboys were only up a field goal at that point. They end up getting the ball back and getting another field goal after a 7-play, 78-yard drive and extended the lead.
That's when the
20-14.
was that the Ferguson? I believe that was when Ferguson made the catch and they overturned it. Was that at that point in time? Was that a fourth quarter catch?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. That's the drive.
Yep.
That's the drive right there.
Yeah. That kind of got you back. You needed those points. I thought he was going to go for it. I did. I was kind of worried. I'm like, just kick the damn field goal.
I know. Yeah, there's a lot of that going on these days where you're wondering,
you just wonder
what is going to happen.
What is going to happen?
But all that happened is the Cowboys get a monstrous victory here on Thanksgiving over the Chiefs, 31-28. So much to like about this game. There's your defensive stand of the game. And before we hear from Overshown and Osa, let's go ahead and pause 10 seconds to allow stations to identify themselves along the Dallas Cowboys radio network.
Your turn it on, leave it on. Home of America's team is 105.3 The Fan.
Go low, baby.
KRLD-FM and HD1, Dallas-Fort Worth.
An Odyssey sports station.
As the casino of the Dallas Cowboys, WinStar delivers thrills worthy of America's team with over 10,000 of your favorite electronic games. The 2-story WinStar Spa and Cascades, their luxury pool complex. WinStar is a world of wow. Please game responsibly. All right, let's go ahead and continue the post-game fun here with the man that Cowboys Nation absolutely loves, and he got some love in the post-game presser from Shoddy. DeMarvion Overshown after the Cowboys 31-28 win.
Demo, you've obviously been the 2 Super Bowl teams from last year, back-to-back weeks. Just how important is that? What does that say about what this team can potentially do?
I mean, this team can really do whatever we want to do. I feel like we got the guys in the locker room, we got the leaders, in the coaching office, and the front office. You know, they behind us. So you keep that energy going. We right where we want to be. We got to keep attacking practice with the mindset of, look, we ain't done nothing yet. You know, it won't mean nothing if we don't get this next one. So as long as we keep attacking the weeks like that, I think we're just going to keep getting better.
How's the body?
Body's great.
As far as like the knee and everything like that, I mean, you thinking anything anymore, or is it just now you're just out there reacting and doing what you do?
Oh, no, I'm just playing football now. I'm just reacting, playing a real NFL game of football now. So I'm ready to go. I'm rocking.
Is there anything that they did offensively that surprised you guys? I mean, they got off to kind of a quick start, but, that's happened now 2 weeks in a row, but you guys, took that punch and didn't miss a beat.
Oh, no, that was good. I mean, they done exactly, what we thought they was going to do, attack the perimeter, try to get that going. Got some very speedy finesse guys out there, so their game is to let them get in space and run.
There he is, DeMarvion Overshown after the game. Shout out to our guy, Freddie D.
Freddie D with the questions. I love when Freddie D gets involved in the questions.
Yeah, getting in the mix
Freddie
there.
D tried to play the old the card like, oh, I'm gonna be okay whether it's the Cowboys or the Chiefs. No, bro, you're a Chiefs fan. Don't be any different there. You know what I'm saying?
I admired his professionalism and his composure
he
today.
He had a lot of professionalism in the press box for sure.
Yeah, and Overshown, man, I can't wait to go back and rewatch this game and just see how he was flying around. He ends up having 6 tackles on the day, and one of the plays that really stood out to me was Mahomes breaking out of the pocket, scrambling, and there's Overshown, and just the speed of Overshown and the way he's able to close, and he gets Mahomes. He forces a fumble. It goes out of bounds, but you could just see the difference there. Like Mahomes, he's running in open space, and then all of a sudden, oh snap, Overshown, and that closing speed is still lethal.
Yeah, I think that Mahomes, what he had 30 yards rushing today, I think is what the number was that I had.
Yeah, 3 for 30.
So, yeah, I mean, you usually worry about him killing you the game. When he's running around, you're just holding your breath, because something's going to happen. He's like, Quentin Williams almost trips him, and he almost gets tripped again, and he's stumbling, and then he throws it.
Huge play to Worthy.
Down the middle.
Yeah,
You're like,
what the heck?
My gosh, how does he do that? But, that's Pat Mahomes. And, this is rough for the Chiefs, though. They're much like, they put themselves in a really, really bad spot. Those one-score games that they were winning last year, it's kind of been on the other end. And they've been really poor on the road now. I think that makes them 1-6 on the road now. So that's not going to be good. But what you've done is Denver, it has to be super happy with what's going on.
Sean Payton's texting Jerry Jones right now saying thank you, sir.
They pretty much have locked this division up.
Yeah, Chiefs probably have to run the table the rest of the way.
Yeah, and I think the Chargers are a couple games back too. But I think that you've effectively eliminated Kansas City from any kind of winning the division.
Okay, we got some more calls to get to, but let's go ahead and hear from Osa Odighizuwa as well in the Cowboys victory locker room after today's game.
I mean, it's definitely impressive, but it's not something that surprises me. It's just the way that we play until the fourth quarter, the effort, the strain of the team, and that's our character, that's our DNA.
The way the defense has played these last two games specifically, what does that do to the locker room for you guys going forward? What kind of momentum does it give you heading into Detroit?
Definitely build some confidence as we continue to move forward. We know what we have to do. That's something that we've been talking about since coming off the bye week, just knowing that we have the harder stretch of our season. I say harder. Obviously, every team is an NFL team, but a lot of good playoff teams, two Super Bowl, the two teams that were in the Super Bowl this stretch, and then just moving forward, knowing we got really good teams, and then we ended with division games. So it's a lot to play for, and knowing that we had to handle business and got to continue to handle business. Coming off of the loss of Marshawn, we continue to honor him as we move forward. We're taking him with us every step of the way. So I'm just proud of the way the team is coming together and just starting to improve continuously.
Also, earlier in the season, when you guys would have some trouble early in games, it seemed to snowball on you guys. The last couple of weeks, it feels like you guys have really responded and locked in. What's been the difference in terms of the resilience for you guys?
I feel like we're just doing a better job of executing. You know what I mean? I don't think there's been anything that would take away from like the way that we play or our play style. That's been something that has been obvious on the tape for the whole season. So, knowing that we can hang our hats on that and just adding the execution and being able to not hurt ourselves has been a huge thing. So I feel like that's contributed to us getting a lot better on defense. And then obviously the addition of Q Williams.
There it is, Osa Odighizuwa after the Cowboys' victory here on Thanksgiving, 31-28 over the Chiefs, and they shut out the Chiefs in the second and third quarters, forcing 4 straight punts. Yeah. The Chiefs had to convert, I believe it was 3 fourth downs, and they did convert all 3 of them, but you made them work. You made them work right there until the end, and especially with the way the game started, when you talk about that kind of resiliency and being able to fend off that adversity 2 weeks in a row now where the game does not start your way. And then all of a sudden you settle in, and the defense was flying around. Shout out to Clowney getting the sacks that he got. We know about Quinnen Williams and everything he's been able to do.
Shout out to the young defensive backs that were like, some of them got banged up, came back, and
Rebel,
Bland, and I know that Bridges. It never looks pretty, but. They're in a situation right now where these guys they're trying their best and they're playing against some quality receivers. We'll see what happens with Amon St. Brown next week. He was the. He banged up his ankle. Will he be available? But Detroit's got quality receivers. It just doesn't get easy. Jefferson, and you got young guys playing. And they're having to fight through a lot. I mean, it's been pretty impressive what they've been able to do.
Yeah, I mean, Reddy Stewart had some nice plays out there. Sam Williams even had a couple of nice moments. So.
Every time you want to start to hate Sam Williams, then he does something good. And I mean sports hate. I don't mean hate Sam Williams. I mean sports hate. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, absolutely.
It's not a hate.
It's not a hate. Just a little sports hate. We all have that, but it's a love-hate when it comes to Sam Williams.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, we got a handful of more calls to get to. Let's go ahead and tee up Tolo, Tom, and Joshua. Tom, welcome into the Cowboys Postgame Show.
Listen, boys. You guys don't know my voice, but I'm an OG planter of the flag. I've been a G-Bag national for over a decade, bro, since either one of you were. And I'm so proud of you guys for bringing the energy to the G-Bag nation. So let's go with that. So I want to tell you one thing right now. These Cowboys, they are sending a message, bro. Now, we all know that the chance of them making the playoffs this year is slim.
20%.
Even if they win out, they need help, right?
Yeah.
But what they are doing, they are saying we are not to be messed with. And I've been a Cowboys fan my entire life, bro. Like we don't know these Cowboys that can just come back from 21 points down. What are you talking about? We don't know Cowboys that can just close out a game, but these Cowboys are saying, no, we are those Cowboys. And I'm trying to channel my inner Chia follow, bro, because I heard one of the best rants that I've ever heard last week in the sports talk radio game from this man, and I love you for that. These Cowboys, bro, are saying we are here and we are here to stay. Jerry Jones, you can hate him, that's fine. Dak Prescott, you can hate on him, that's fine. But these Cowboys are saying we're here to win, and we don't care what you think about it. We don't care what you think is on the line. We don't care what you think we've got available to us this year. What they know is they are building. They're building for something bigger, bro. So if they've got to stack some wins together this year, even if they don't make the playoffs, guess what? They're going to build on that in the offseason. They've got 2 wins in the first round, bro. And they're going to put that together with what they're building on this year, and they're going to go for it. Bryan, I appreciate everything that you do and your perspective and the way that you come with like a realism to Cowboys fans, because we can be a little jaded sometimes, bro. Yeah. And I love that perspective. But these Cowboys right now are putting their foot in the dirt and their hands in position and saying, come at us, bro, because we have got you, and we're going to fight you until the whistle blows. Yeah. And I love that. So you guys talk about it. I appreciate you guys, bro. I'm an OG G-Bag of the Day winner from like years ago. This is the first time I've called in forever. And I love you guys. I thank you guys for what you do. But let's go, man. Yep. This is a flag planting moment for these Dallas Cowboys, bro.
Yeah. Yes, sir. Thank you, Tom.
When they fall,
what a legend.
When they fall one game short and they're picking like 19th in the draft, everybody's going to be mad.
Well, there might be some of that, but I think you have to remember these moments right now.
No, I'm trying
and what you're building, like you said, this is just a foundational season for Schottenheimer.
I think to me, I didn't have them winning the division. I had them winning 9 games. You know, I just wanted Schottenheimer to have a successful season so that everything that he was pushing for as a first-year head coach, then the buy-in would be even better than next year. I wasn't focusing on 25. I was focusing on what was going to be on 26. But knowing Cowboy fans, if they fall one game short, they're going to be mad about the fact that they're picking 19th or something like that, right?
That's the way sports go, baby.
That's the way sports go.
All right, I see Zach, James, Henry, and Francois. We'll get to all of those as we put a bow on this Cowboys Thanksgiving dub, 31-28, right here on the Pepsi Postgame Show. You're listening to the Dallas Cowboys Radio Network.
Cowboys fans, here's the game plan. Touchdown Tuesday at Take 5 Oil Change. Just wear your Cowboys gear and save 25% on your oil change. No huddle, no overtime. Just drive in, stay in your car, and roll out. You'll be tailgate ready and...
to you by Blockchain.com. Invest like your icons at Blockchain.com. Bill Nunnally, behind every great company. United Ag and Turf, the official Ag and Turf equipment supplier of the Dallas Cowboys. American Airlines, proud to be the official airline of your Dallas Cowboys. Ford, your Texas Ford dealers. Ford is the best in Texas. And by DallasCowboys.com. Keep track of the boys with daily podcasts at DallasCowboys.com and on the official Dallas Cowboys app.
3rd and 10. And Prescott back to throw. Another good block from Thomas. Going in the end zone. Lamb backing in. Makes the catch. Tumbles over. Touchdown. Lamb.
And that is your player of the game, CeeDee Lamb, Mr. number 88, bouncing back in magnificent fashion. 7 catches, $112, and the touchdown came up big late in the game when the Cowboys had to ice the game out and had a couple of big-time third-down receptions, especially early in that game when the Cowboys got down 7-0. It was great to see CeeDee Lamb bounce back that way, and I couldn't be happier for him.
Honorable mention, you got to throw Clowney in there.
Clowney for sure.
You got to throw Dak in there.
Got to throw Dak in there. Pickens.
How about Malik Davis?
Thank you.
How about a Malik Davis run?
Glad you said that.
Yeah. I mean, there's some honorable mention kind of guys in there. So that's a big win tonight for your Dallas Cowboys.
Great team win all around. I saw from Dallas Cowboys PR, Malik Davis's 43-yard touchdown run was the longest rushing touchdown by a Dallas Cowboy since 2022. Who do you think did that? Who do you think had the longest touchdown run up until old Malik Davis here?
Is that our guy at Carolina?
It was not, but it is the guy just before him.
Oh, Pollard?
Old Tony Pollard against Chicago. That was a 54-yard touchdown. So Malik Davis's 43-yard touchdown run, that's the longest run since that Pollard run. But, what a story for Malik Davis. I know Brad Sham was talking about that earlier, a guy who's been around this team for many years, and he wasn't even on the team throughout training camp when we were there in Oxnard. Shows up the final day because the Cowboys running back room was so banged up. We've all been wondering, Jaden Blue, and Malik Davis quietly keep making appearances, doing special team stuff.
For another week, we don't have to really talk about Phil Maffa, do we?
No. I think
I know fan base is interested in Phil Maffa. By the way, if you were to bring Phil Maffa back, that would cost you a roster move, and you've only got really 2 of those left. But if you wanted to bring back, say, Butler, the corner, he's in a different category.
Okay.
So you could bring him back because he's PUP, and then we've got the safety. Wanye Thomas is in an NFI, which is non-football injury for the migraines. So I don't know if you'll see I don't think you'll see Phil Maffa this year, and unless something happens injury-wise.
Well, it seems like we got a nice
Blue will probably be an inactive every week too.
Yeah. Right now I think we're feeling pretty good about Javonte Williams and Malik Davis.
Yeah.
So keep those guys healthy and let them rock and roll.
You got some calls?
Yeah, we'll get to Zach here in just a second, but I do want to note that you can celebrate the Cowboys Christmas extravaganza powered by Reliant at the Star in Frisco from November 21st to December 20th. Join us every Friday and Saturday night for an electrifying holiday performance. For details, visit thestardistrict.com. All right, let's go ahead and tee up the final call of the night. It's our guy Zach in Red Oak. Zach, welcome into the Cowboys Postgame Show.
Hey, thanks for taking my call. Love being a total and happy Thanksgiving. A couple things real quick on my mind. First of all, the 91 team went on a run from 6-5 to make the playoffs. I'm not going to say we're going to make the playoffs, but it feels like that kind of season. But CeeDee Lamb, everybody was focusing on those drops against Philly. And, I really felt like I just saw him beating that Philly DB all night long, drawing holding penalties, making a big catch downfield. And tonight he caught more passes, made a big difference, and helped, obviously Pickens helping him get single coverage. But the question I have, though, is this the best wide receiver running back trio that we've had since '79 when Peterson, Hill, and Dorsett went 4,000 yards?
Well, how about
Zach? Thanks for the call.
Yeah, how about Emmett, Michael Irvin, and Alvin Harper?
Yeah, I mean,
that's 2 Hall of Famers and a guy that was pretty good.
Yeah.
I don't know. He was never going to be a 1, Harper.
No, but he was a great compliment.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's the
trade-off. The trade-off is, would you take Emmett? It would have to be, would you take Emmett and Michael over Pickens and Lamb? That's how I would look at it.
Well, I think we will always go with 22 and 88, old Deuce.
Those are 2 Hall of Fame.
That's a no-brainer.
Yeah.
But when it comes to just wide receivers, I mean, you see throughout time there's been incredible wide receiver duos.
Yeah.
But there's usually...
He was talking about Cowboy. He's talking about Cowboy guys.
Right. But even just thinking about big picture... And in the league right now and
Lamb
in years past, like Lamb and Pickens.
Lamb and Amari Cooper were pretty good.
Lamb and Amari Cooper were pretty good, but I think this has superseded that.
Okay.
Because Pickens, because you've gotten to see Pickens without Lamb. Right? With Lamb going out for a handful of games, and you got to see Pickens in the wide receiver 1 role. With no coverage going Lamb's way or anything like that, George, we need you to be the guy.
Yeah.
And he stepped up in a huge way. Like, he's proven himself to be he's surefire number 1. You have 2 number 1s. Usually there's a clear-cut difference. Like, look at Cincinnati right now. By the way, they're up 12-7 in the second half over Baltimore. Jamar Chase is clearly the guy, and T. Higgins is a really solid number 2. I don't think he's proven himself to be this is definitely a wide receiver 1 if Jamar Chase isn't here. But I think George Pickens has shown that. Like, he is that dude.
Yeah, I agree.
So, and that's what makes it so fun right now. And a lot of people have texted in, like, there's no way that we don't re-sign Pickens, right? And I mean, I don't think anybody could foresee Pickens not being on the Cowboys right now. Things get crazy, but I would have to imagine one way or another Pickens is going to be here.
Well, you're in a situation too where you're probably likely going to tag him. That would be my guess. That's probably going to be about $31 million for the tag. So, and like I say, I think everything has gone really, really, really well. Yeah, I wonder, like, we're not in the everyday operation of what's going on. I hope that everything with George Pickens, though, is going well with the meetings and things like that. You know what I'm saying?
Not being tardy. Being a professional. The stuff on the field has been really, really good. Some of the things that got him in trouble in Pittsburgh were the tardiness and things like that. I just wonder, hopefully we haven't heard anything like that, but because those are the things that you have to consider when you're starting to, sign players, and it's not always about the ability and availability, but it's about how your work ethic and stuff is during the week as well. Yeah, it all has to come together for sure. Yeah. And you haven't heard anything super crazy about George Pickens at this point. We had the well-documented one versus the Raiders on Monday night.
Sure.
And I'm sure there's been a couple of more little tardy missing meetings or whatever kind of deal, but nothing that's been super reported on.
Nothing that James Slater or anybody's come up with.
Yeah,
right?
And he's still a hell of a player, so he's getting it done in a big way. All right, Cowboys win 31-28. Happy Thanksgiving to everyone. That'll do it for the post-game show. Big shout-out to Peyton Russell, Trevor the Creator, Dylan Moore, Ramon Cruz. We have Fred Davis, Chris Arnold, Blake Elliott, Bobby Belt, Tim Collins, Gavin Spittle. And for Brian Broaddus, I'm Eric Chiafalo.
Don't fumble your wax routine. This season, not only are the Dallas Cowboys cheerleaders hitting the field with smooth moves, but with smooth skin and cowboy confidence. Our official partners at European Wax...